We are about to witness another result, unpredictable UEFA Champions League final between PSG and Arsenal. PSG on one hand actually wants to win the title for the second time in a row, and then Arsenal wants to win it for the first time. This is the second time that Arsenal is getting to the finals, and then they've not actually won it at all. So Mikel Arteta and his boys are actually going to put up their best performance to make sure that they win UEFA Champions League for the first time, so that their name can be written in the history of UEFA Champions League winners. And then PSG on the other hand actually want to win it for the second time, so that they can also create a name for themselves as one of the clubs that has won it twice in a row. So it is actually not going to be an easy match between the two parties. Arsenal is preparing, PSG is preparing. The two Spanish coaches will be putting up their best intellectual prowess just to make sure that they secure the win. And at this point in time, you can't really predict it at all. This is final, and then which is why I hate final matches, especially when a club that don't actually want to get there is actually there. Because what it has to do with final, anything can happen. It can go either way. Arsenal can win it, PSG can win it. You can't really say that this is the favorite and then this is the underdog, that this side will be winning it and then the other side will be losing at the end of the day. Because once it is final, anything can happen. There can be tactical error, and once tactical error happens, then it is finished. So you can go on the side of Arsenal and you can also go on the side of PSG. But before now, Arsenal is being perceived as the underdog, and then PSG is being seen as the favorite, the best side to win the trophy. But after Arsenal won the Premier League title, then people started regarding them. People started attaching more integrity to the name of Arsenal, unlike how it used to be before. Because we all thought that Arsenal will be bottling the league, but immediately they won it, their momentum increased, and there is a possibility of them to win the UEFA Champions League final. And then PSG on the other hand already they don't care the result that they are getting in League One anymore. Their key interest is just to win the UEFA Champions League, because they have dominated League One for a long while, so they don't even care how the result goes for them again. They just won the Champions League final, so they need to put in their best to make sure that they secure it for the second time. So it is actually going to be a big battle between the two sides, the two Spanish managers. It is going to be a big battle between them, and also on the players, it is actually going to be a big clash between them. So what can be done for Arsenal to win this game, and what can PSG do for them to win the game? We are going to proceed into the tactical formation, things that can be done so that either Arsenal or PSG can win the game. But before we proceed, please do well to tap the subscription button, turn on the notification button, and at the same time let us know your opinion in the comment section before we proceed. So back to the analysis. We are going to look at the midfield of Arsenal and then their defensive prowess, including what they can do while attacking. And then for Arsenal to win this game, Arsenal need to take control of the midfield. And then once Arsenal succeeds in taking control of the midfield, it then means that they will dictate the game. And then once Arsenal starts dictating the game, it is finished for PSG. Once it happens that way, they will definitely win the match. That is when they will start controlling the tempo of the game. That is on the side of Arsenal. And then that is what Arsenal normally do. Shall we get the point now? They want to take control of the midfield, and then from there, everything will start happening in positive way for them. And then don't forget that Arsenal will also like to play middle block. You can't come to a Champions League final and then be playing low block. And also PSG has good attackers, which is why it is very, very difficult for these people to succeed in playing low block against PSG. So they can just play middle block and then start their defending from the midfield. I know one thing about Arsenal. Arsenal is this club that doesn't like creating spaces. They like to cover up spaces. That is why anytime that their opponent is holding the game, you see them pursuing them just to make sure that they dispossess them or the opponent spoils the ball. Declan Rice can do it very well. Martin Odegaard can do it very well. Ebere Cheze has adapted into the system. Lewis Kelly can also do it very well. So these are the things that you get when Arsenal is playing and wants to control the midfield for you. They don't want to create spaces, which might be a very big challenge on the likes of Fabian Ruiz, we have Vitinha, and also John Neves. So these people, they need to be technical enough. Though in terms of technicality, I can say that they are better off than Arsenal. But in terms of strength, Arsenal is actually better off. So the midfield of PSG actually need to be highly technical for them to be able to conquer the midfield of Arsenal. And then while playing that middle block, they will always like to cover up the defense, and then they would like to push attack through the flank, through either Martinelli or Saka or Madueke or Trossard. That's what they will prepare for now. That's how they want to attack PSG. Because they know that the defense of PSG is somehow loose. Not that it is loose that much, but it is not as strong as the defense of Arsenal. But the defense of PSG, these people were able to stop the movement of Luis Diaz. We have Luis Diaz, we have Harry Kane, and then we have Mikel Olise. That was when I started respecting the defense of PSG. Though they are not as strong as that of Arsenal, but they can still do something. A defense that was able to stop Harry Kane, stop Olise, and also stop Luis. There is nothing that these people cannot do. Judging from the fact that the strikers of Arsenal is even average. We have Saka, we have Victor Gyökeres, and then we have maybe Trossard or Martinelli. These people are just average attackers based on their performance this season. So anything can still happen. But Arsenal, they need to do the much they can to be able to hold down PSG. And looking at the attack of PSG, that is where there is issue. Arsenal has the best defense in the whole wide world right now, and then the attack of PSG is very, very fantastic. Like, they are so good, they are highly good, and then it is going to be a problem for the defense of Arsenal. You have Kvaratskhelia, you have Dembele, you have Bakole, or even Desaido. These people can cause problem for the defense of Arsenal. And these people, they need to be very, very solid. For Arsenal to be able to checkmate them, they need to be very, very solid. Because Kvaratskhelia can dribble you from any position. There's no specified position that you can stay and then you say that this guy cannot dribble you. Kvaratskhelia can do it. It just depends on the movement of the ball. That is what he will use to dribble you, and then he can penetrate any defense. That is the issue. And then I'm seeing PSG to be mounting more pressure on the defense of Arsenal, because the attack of Arsenal can't really mount pressure on the defense of PSG. And then support might be coming from the defense of Arsenal in terms of scoring goals. They might be receiving support from the defense of Arsenal, which is how it has been all along, even in the Premier League and even in the Champions League. The attack of Arsenal is to a very good extent very weak compared to the attack of PSG. So PSG actually has an advantage in terms of the attacking prowess, and Arsenal has an advantage in terms of defending prowess. So for the attackers of PSG and for the defense of Arsenal, it is actually a match. And then for the defenders of PSG and the attackers of Arsenal, it is actually a match. But where I'm having issue is that the defense of PSG succeeded in stopping Kane, stopping Diaz, and stopping Mikel Olise. That's to tell you that to a good extent, these people are still good. Where you have Marquinhos, we have William Pacho, we have Nuno Mendes, and then Hakimi. And another thing that Arsenal should be conscious of is the movement of Hakimi, because this guy is as if he now plays in the right back and at the same time playing as an attacker as well. Because before you know it now, Vitinha will have to give him pass from the middle, and then you will see Hakimi going to pick it up front, and then from there they can attack Arsenal. So Arsenal need to be highly careful. And where there will be war is in that midfield role. You have Fabian Ruiz, you have Joe Neves, you have Vitinha. This trio, they are highly technical. They are very technical and creative and smart as it has to do with holding the ball. And that of Arsenal, they are technical to a good extent, but the technicality of the that of PSG is better than that of Arsenal. Just that the that of Arsenal has more strength. But when you compare strength and technicality in football, surely technicality will win. So Arsenal is actually going to have a handful game. Mikel Arteta really need to prepare his boys. Luis Enrique need to prepare his boys because it is going to be a tough battle. And then one thing I've noticed in all this thing is that the game might be boring when it is starting, because the both sides will like to sit back and watch. They would like to be reserved first before starting, before pushing out an attack, so that they can be able to know the plans of their opponents. I'm saying that PSG will like to be reserved. Arsenal also will like to be reserved, so that there will be no mistake. But all the same, if I'm to predict this match, I will still say that PSG will be winning Arsenal with 2-1. So let me know your own opinion in the comment section. Let's go.